Hey guys, we are heading into the beginning of the summer here. It's almost June, and things are starting to become clearer in terms of the economy and what we should be expecting over the next 3 to 6 months. First, I want to talk about Russia. My personal opinion here, but everything that I'm seeing, we don't need to be worried about World War III or a conflict with Russia in the near term, or at least not as worried as we were a couple of months ago. Russia is spread way too thin right now. They just removed their age restriction for the military. They're now allowing citizens over the age of 40 to join. I don't foresee any more military activity outside of Ukraine in the near future. Last week, when Finland and Sweden said that they were applying for NATO membership, Russia had a pretty strong verbal response. But now that Finland and Sweden have followed through and applied, Russia's now saying that it really doesn't change anything on their end. So you could say that there have been opportunities for Russia to escalate, whether it be Finland and Sweden applying for NATO membership, or the US helping provide intelligence to take out Russian generals, or us giving them arms. And Russia at this point hasn't escalated. Also, there are leaks coming out every day now that are talking about Putin's failing health. Putin has been pretty calculated since he's been in power, and many people may disagree with me here, but they might think that he wants to go out with a bang. I just don't see that. From everything that I'm seeing, Russia right now is committed to the war in Ukraine, and that this is going to be their focus, and they're not going to be going to war with NATO. I really do not see it happening. Of course, things can change quickly, but right now, I think our biggest threat in the short term is going to be our economy. Yes, the brutal double edged sword of either a crash stock market or out of control inflation and shortages. Right now, it looks like both are going to get worse, and it's shaping up to be a very scary summer where we will most likely have substantial food shortages, sky high price increases, and possibly an energy crisis. I'm getting more and more concerned about this as we get closer to the warm summer months. Everything so far that's been predicted with the food shortages, hyperinflation on gas and on food, it's come true. It's come to fruition. So this is all really bad news, and it seems like the general public is finally starting to realize that we are in a pretty dire situation right now. Even the Fed, which has just been utterly incompetent, in my opinion, and did a lot of damage and really kind of got us into this position, they realize that a soft landing just isn't possible. So, what happens next? I think that things are going to get so bad over the next few months as far as price hikes and the market crashing and the food shortages and out of control prices for gas and diesel. I think that the Fed is going to blink first over the summer and that they're going to stop raising interest rates. And if things are bad enough, they may even actually start lowering again. Another possibility is that the administration, if we're at a point where it's very clear we're in a recession, the market's crashing, prices are out of control, they may even attempt to do another round of stimulus, kind of in a Hail Mary attempt. And if we do that, it may postpone the inevitable for another 6 months or so, giving Americans another $1,000 to get by, and to be able to afford their groceries and everything. But after that, the crash is going to be just so much worse. Hyperinflation is going to reach Zimbabwe levels. Not good. So there are not many good options in front of us, unfortunately. That is it for this week's episode. I'll see you guys next week. This is Denver Survival. Take care of yourself. Peace.